in dire need of water in our community. Not water tankers, not water trucks. We want water from our taps. The very same way the informal settlement up the road is getting water from their taps. You guys are causing a lot of division amongst communities because now it's a them and a us, where they are not the problem, but you are. Can you come to the ground, listen to us, and give us a amicable solution to this problem? We are only asking for something that is owed to us, water. Thank you.
And just describe the challenges that residents are facing in this community and how long this water issue has been persisting.
Well, when we speak about Ward 69 in particular, Coronationville and the upper side of Westbury, this situation has been ongoing for over 8 years, to where we even had one boy lost his life, a 12-year-old, while he wanted to go get water from a water tanker. The taxi came by and bumped him. You can see this road that we're standing on. It is not even safe for us to stand here. We then get persecuted by the police when they come out and they tell us to stop protesting because we have no right. What are you saying? Is colored lives not good enough? Don't we matter? Can't we speak up? Don't we have a voice? Let us be heard. All we want is water, and that is a basic human right. Why are we being deprived every single year? This time it cannot be correct that we don't have water every single year this time of the year. Are you telling me that the reservoir is fixed when it comes during the year, and then at this time of the year it is cracks? And how possible is it that the cracks get fixed when we are protesting, but the minute we go to our homes, the taps are drying up again? Who's fooling who? Who is actually switching off the taps?
Welcome back to Gistline. Residents of Coronationville and Westbury, they have taken over the streets of Johannesburg to fight for something very basic, which is water. And for days, people have been waking up to dry taps, no water to drink, no water to cook, no water to even bath. It's been so bad that these communities decided to come out and say enough is enough, and they went on a 3-day protest to demand answers. This is very different from what we see in Nigeria, where citizens face water shortages, power failures, fuel hikes, and so many other problems, but many just complain online and they move on with their life. South Africans are showing that when something is wrong, you just don't sit down at home and suffer silently. You go out and make noise until those in charge try to fix these things. Now let's listen to what others have to say about this, and I'll be right back. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe.
What do you mean that I can't pee on campus because there's no water and we currently in a water crisis? Which, sure, understandable, but now I have to go home. Guys, I was planning on being an academic warrior today, but clearly I'm forced to just go home. Not only did I forget my lunch, but I also can't pee on campus. I need to pee. It's bad. Like, what happens?
My home in the northern parts of Johannesburg has been without water. Now, I'm told there were 2 major bursts in the suburb in which I live. In 2 days, 2 major bursts. Now, that's, honestly speaking, failing infrastructure. Now, some might say 2 days without water is nothing compared to other parts of Joburg, where residents have gone for days with dry taps, much longer than 2 days. But that's the problem. It's 2 days now, this week. It could be weeks next time. And that's what I'm afraid of. And many Joburgers are facing this reality. And it's not just me. I mean, across Johannesburg, taps are running dry. Some of them have been dry for longer than 2 days. Just last week, we saw Coronationville residents taking to the streets. And their words say it all. We don't need any more promises. We need water out of our taps. Now, Joburg calls itself a world-class African city, preparing to host the G20 summit in November, the first African city to do this. But what kind of world-class city cannot guarantee its people the most basic human right, water, out of taps in an urban area? The mayor, CEO, stop the promises. Start delivering. Start delivering. Restore our trust by restoring the water and keep it flowing as it should.
The protest in Johannesburg has been loud and determined. People are blocking roads, carrying buckets, shouting that they want water, and demanding that their taps run again. Some say they have been walking long distances just to fetch a few liters to survive. This is not the first time they are facing this problem. But this time, the people of Coronation Vale and Westbury have said they are not backing down. Unlike in Nigeria, where many just accept suffering as normal, these communities are saying they will not stop until they see a real solution. After 3 full days of protest, the authorities finally paid attention. They promised to send 15 water trucks to Coronation Vale, Westbury, and nearby areas. These trucks are supposed to help supply water until the main water supply is fixed. But residents are not satisfied with just water trucks. They say that this is the only and this is going to be a short-term fix, and they want their taps working again. One resident said, "We are tired of this. We can't live like this forever. We want running water, not trucks that come today and disappear tomorrow." Another person said, "We pay for services every single month, yet we don't get water, and this is not right. We are not going to stop protesting." So the protests are not just about water; they are about dignity. Many residents feel abandoned by their people who are supposed to serve them. They say that no one listens to their complaints until they go to the streets and block the roads. Now that the trucks have been promised, they are still watching closely to see if those promises will actually be kept. Some have even said they will continue to protest until they see water flowing from their taps again. Life in these communities have been very hard during the crisis. Parents say their children cannot go to school, clean, because there is no water to bath. Small businesses that rely on water like food sellers and car washes are losing money every single day. Clinics and hospitals are struggling too because they need water to keep things hygienic. And this protest is not just shaking Johannesburg, it is getting attention across South Africa and even beyond. Social media is filled with videos of residents that are standing their ground, and many South Africans are supporting them. They are saying water is a basic human right and no one should have to fight like this just to get it. What I want us to know here is that when communities speak with one voice, they can get the attention of those in power. Nigerians especially, they can learn from this. Too often, Nigerians complain on social media but never take action to demand change. Meanwhile, South Africans are showing that real change starts when people come together, block the roads if they have to, and refuse to stay silent until their needs are met. And at the end of the day, all the people of Coronation Vale and Westbury want is something very simple. What they want is just water, not bottled water, special water, or wherever we are saying. Until that happens, the streets will likely stay full of protesters holding buckets and making noise. This whole situation is just a reminder that water is life and no one should have to beg for it. If the authorities do not fix the problem quickly, we might even see bigger protests, not just in Johannesburg but across other parts of South Africa. For now, all eyes are on these two communities, and the message is loud and clear: no water, no peace. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section, and if today is your first time joining my channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe.
Was because not that because there was no leaders, but it was because the leaders were fighting amongst themselves. And to give the provincial leadership at the time a chance to deal with those issues without affecting governance, I was asked to do that. And when my term ended as the MEC for Health in Gauteng, I was again asked to go and assist the city of Tshwane immediately after Father Mkhatshwa. I work with a collective that is focused on the task at hand. I don't think I work as hard as people think I do. If I have a good collective. I had a very good, tenacious, diligent, passionate head of department, Professor Letitia Rispel, And she's one of the amazing public servants.
Residents from Bedfordview are demanding accountability for dry taps, which they have had to contend with for a month. The community says that they have been looking for help from both the Ekurhuleni municipality and Rand Water, but there is still not a single drop of water. Our reporter Nqobile Matlale is tracking that story for us and joins us live. Nqobile, this is one of many communities across Gauteng that often have to face this inconsistent supply of water, specifically as well water shortages at a time that it's also, come to the fore. Talk to us about what residents are saying.
Well, residents are obviously very frustrated, Veronica. I mean, it's just the inconvenience that you have to deal with on every morning. If you have to switch on a kettle, for example, you have to think, where's that water going to come from? And in fact, they are here gathering right next to a Jojo tank, which is a communal tap, where they're able to get the water. And I'm going to bring in Jill to speak to us just about how far these concerns date back to. If you can just give us details, Jill.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And our residents have been so badly affected. There are young families, elderly people, vulnerable people that are being affected every day for the last going on 6 weeks now, that they may get some water between 2 and 5 in the morning. It's impossible to run a family and to continue that way. One can do it for a couple of days, but not for this length of time. Our residents are absolutely losing it. They don't know how to manage anymore. You can manage it for a day or two, but not for this length of time. It's really, really not acceptable.
Do we know why you haven't had water for so long?
Rand Water simply doesn't have enough water for everybody. This has been going on so long. I've been interviewing everybody. Ekurhuleni, of the 3 cities, has the lowest non-revenue water loss of the 3 cities. So really and truly, Rand Water should not be punishing residents of Ekurhuleni with not supplying enough water, because we are using water in the best possible way. Right now, our little reservoir is at 10% and we can't fill it. We've been trying to fill it for the last 5 days, and it's not possible to fill it. So Rand Water is simply not supplying what needs to be supplied.
And when you speak to Ekurhuleni, because I know that the mayor also came to visit the community, what is the mayor saying?
We met with the mayor on Friday, and miraculously for one day we had full water. The mayor specifically said to me, this has to be sustained. We had this conversation very definitely, that he said it can't only be a one-off. And unfortunately, the next day the water was gone again, as it is today.
So what do you want to happen now?
We really need proper engagement with Rand Water to understand and to have some degree of predictability. We know that overall there is water scarcity. We are not blind to what's happening in other cities. Joburg and Tshwane are suffering the same sort of thing. But because it's so random and there seems no end in sight, we need to have some proper feedback from Rand Water as to what is happening, how they're managing it, and what we can expect.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. So Bedfordview, just concerned there about the water supply, and that's why you see some of these residents standing here, because they're saying there hasn't been any answers, Veronica, to what is going on. But what they understand at this point is that the bulk supply to Ekurhuleni may be affected by the Rand Water's amount that they're pushing this side. And you remember, Ekurhuleni is a high-lying area, so the amount of water that will be coming this side will also require that there is a push from the side of electricity, and that's another thing that they've been dealing with, which is electricity, which is theft with regards to the cables in this area. But we are going to search for more answers. Back to you, Veronica.
Are you the right person for this job? Are you really the right person for this job?
Find those people who don't pay light and water in our areas.
In Kensington, east of Johannesburg, people are angry.
We cannot leave the Joburg to die, and it's nearly there.
Why at least once a week?
It's been 4 weeks since they last had water,
and they've just been told that they're going to have to wait over a year until their water supply network is repaired.
This is the Alexander Park Reservoir, and it supplies water to the eastern parts of the city like Cyrildene, Kensington and Bruma. The Alexander Park system is where all of the many issues that are causing Joburg's water crisis converge. The reservoir is leaking, as are many of the pipes that it feeds into. Water pressure in the system is very low, so residents in high-lying areas get less water supply than their neighbors down below. What little water is available is quickly depleted by those who hoard it in backup tanks.
The community meeting in Kensington, the mayor and the MD of Joburg Water both tried to promise their best efforts, accountability, but what they could not promise was when people will fully get their water restored.
The key thing that we need to do differently is the investment in our infrastructure. We need to play AC pipes and steel pipes, but that's where we lose a lot of water. Making sure that the reservoir, all of them that are in phase 1, which includes Alexander Park, we are refurbishing them.
Joburg Water needs more than 32 billion rand to repair all of its infrastructure that is in desperate need of maintenance. Its yearly budget for maintenance is only 1.7 billion.
And we've put together this memorandum, which we sent to the President, we sent to you, the entire system. We need to do something so that it can be able to be more stable.
With Joburg Water on such a tight budget, repairs are being funded on the basis of urgency, and so the Eastern Water Network is basically on a waiting list until the city is done with other more urgent repairs elsewhere.
The tender to repair the system has not even been awarded yet. Joburg Water officials say that work will start in February 2026 and conclude 10 months later in November 2026.
Can speak now. My name is Chucks, as the community call me. I'm a community leader in Dentlome. Dentlome, as you know, it's a new development. So there are many challenges within Dentlome, as it is a new development. Today, the protest is about water because we are 2 weeks now without water. And we've been promised that the municipality have spoken to Arrowhead to procure the pump. So the problem was the time frame in terms of how far is the pump and when is the pump coming. But today, community decided that it's too long. It's better they come to the street because that's the only language that our municipality understands.
Yesterday we started striking. Last night the water was gone.
This morning?
This morning it was low.
Guys, let us speak, please. Guys, let us speak, please.
It was low pressure water. I, past 10, was so busy getting our washing done. My washing is not done yet. That meant that last night after 6, I had to run with 4 or 5 liters water. And another thing I want to tell the media also, people don't say it's Johannesburg. It's Nuclear, Coronation, and Westbury that has this problem for a long time. Coronation is about 7 years. Yes. Yeah. 7 years. We have a problem with Bernard Isaacs. Bernard Isaacs has a reservoir. Why can't the government fix that reservoir? The problem.
The ball.
A ball.
Where's the ball?
At
the school.
It was, I didn't know. Councillor Genevieve gave us that information on Sunday. They have a what's the name? What do you call? No.
Tank.
They have a Jojo tanker. So when the community don't have water, then we can go fetch there. Our children are sitting there past 9. Like today, they're not going to school either. Yeah. They're roaming around. So it's our basic rights.
Basic right.
Our toilets are stinky. You go to hospital, they don't want to help you. You sit with the infection. They can't help you. Guys, don't come and tell us about those reservoirs. Please, that's not the solution. Who is trying to help?
Want to plead with communities around here that we're doing our level best, working around the clock to ensure that they've got uninterrupted supply of water, and we do apologize profusely for the challenges that they're faced with, but our teams are working round the clock to ensure that we are able to provide water in this area. Yes, there are plans that Joburg Water is putting in place to respond to this area so that the Alexandria Reservoir does not continue to give us problems and challenges into the future. So there are certain projects that they're going to be implementing to ensure that into the future we are not faced with these problems. But we're doing everything that we can to ensure that the communities are given enough water. We are going to increase in terms of the water tankers. We are currently providing about 6 in this area, or the areas that are supplied by this reservoir. We are going to increase those to 10 so that we can try and elevate the challenges of our communities on the supply of water. We are also saying to the communities, if you can reduce on harvesting of water, because it also affects the reservoir, because once you harvest, it still does not help us to respond to the water demand. So that is basically what is happening, and we thought we should come here and assure our communities that we are doing something in addressing the problems that they are faced with currently. The other areas that we were at last week, they are now getting water because of the interventions that we are doing. We're doing the very same interventions in this area, and we'll ensure that they do get a supply of water.
So, this is the frustration, and I think that a lot of people need better communication. When this first happened, now remember, by the way, that the areas that Coronation and Claremont have not been having water consistently for about 10 years. There are people who get up at 2 o'clock in the morning when they hear the pipes go on and they have water for about an hour. So this is not something that just happened over the last 3 weeks, but the 3 weeks have just pushed people over the edge. And what we're seeing is, firstly, we were told that there was a problem with some of the reservoirs. There was a problem with the Crosby pump station. And there's always something. But today, in trying to get an understanding of what's going on, we have no idea. We keep asking, and we were even told that apparently the issue lies with Rand Water because they're not pumping. I communicated with the CEO and he said, no, Rand Water is pumping, but we don't have more information than I presently have. And that's causing people to be even more angry.
From your knowledge of the water systems, what could be going wrong then? So we know that there's less load shedding this year. We can see out for ourselves what that does. Could there be something else going on? I mean, could there be, I don't know, a problem with the pipe, burst pipes? Could it be not enough chemicals?
So I don't think it's a burst pipe. I think that it might be more mechanical. It might be a pump station. It could be at the Rand Water side or the Joburg Water side, and we don't know. But I also think, Stephen, the other challenge we have, right, is a lot of those areas. The reservoirs that feed those areas are close to, they're close to empty because they have cracks in them. And they need to be fixed. For example, the reservoir that feeds Westbury, Coronationville, Claremont is the Hurst Hill 1 reservoir. That reservoir has a very big crack in it. Everybody knows about it. And the water's bypassed. And that is why it's very strange. Because if it's on bypass, that means that they're getting water directly from Rand Water's Eikenhof system. So there shouldn't be an issue of no water, but they don't have water.
Today we are going to GWS to tell them enough is enough. We want clean water, we want access to water.
We've received the memorandum from your leadership. The minister has assigned one of her deputy ministers to be responsible for the quality of water.
We are tired of burying our people because of dirty water. So we come here as concerned citizens and residents of the country. We are tired of begging to access water, to do basic things, to shower, to cook.
In receipt of the memorandum, we have received the contacts of your leadership. We'll keep in contact with them.